Prosecutors have asked a judge to dismiss manslaughter charges against two Torrance police officers who were indicted for an on-duty shooting that killed a man in 2018. The criminal case was filed under former DA George Gascon, but now the DA's office under Nathan Hochman says it has reviewed and concluded there is not enough evidence to proceed.
Our investigative reporter Leonard has been following this story for years. He joins us live from our newsroom now with an update. Eric.
Yeah, the man shot to death here was Christopher DeAndre Mitchell, whose family has been demanding accountability for his killing for years. The family says they believe the shooting was unjustified, and despite an initial finding by prosecutors that the use of deadly force was lawful, former DA George Gascon campaigned on a promise to reopen the case. Well, now the new review says there were big legal problems with the theory that led to that indictment.
So after an extensive analysis, we determined no, we cannot prove this beyond a reasonable doubt.
District Attorney Nathan Hochman announcing his office has asked a judge to dismiss the voluntary manslaughter case against Torrance officers Matthew Concannon and Anthony Chavez, seen here at previous court hearings. Both pleaded not guilty to the charges stemming from the December 2018 shooting, partially recorded on body-worn video, in which they fired into a parked car and killed Christopher Mitchell after they say they saw what looked like the stock of a rifle or shotgun between Mitchell's legs and said Mitchell's hands moved towards it.
Don't move.
Hochman says although the gun was a pellet gun, not a firearm, there wasn't enough evidence to show the officers had the intent to kill Mitchell when they walked up to the car in a grocery store parking lot. He says the officers would argue it was self-defense, and the theory used by former DA Gascon's office to bring the charges was already tossed out by the judge. Hochman says he talked with Mitchell's mother.
We understand that this is a very difficult decision for a mother to hear.
In 2019, Mitchell's mother told me she was determined to see the officers prosecuted.
Christopher didn't deserve to be executed like that. It could have been de-escalated. They didn't have to kill my son.
After Gascon was elected, he hired former federal prosecutor Lawrence Middleton to re-examine several police shootings, including this one. Middleton obtained a grand jury indictment in 2023, but Hochman says it was premised on a legal theory that had not yet become law and has since been deemed inadmissible by the judge in this case.
He applied the 2020 law to a 2018 incident.
Hochman's office also noted in a 26-page memo grand jurors weren't shown all the body-worn video and that a use of force expert brought in by Middleton didn't have a full understanding of California law.
Where we have the evidence against police officers who act like criminals, we will go after them like we would go after anyone that we have the evidence that is engaged in criminal conduct. But where we don't have that evidence, we're not going to just kick that can to a jury or kick that can to a judge. We're going to do our job.
Hochman says one such case ended in a hung jury last week, and he's deciding whether to retry it. It's a Whittier officer who shot an unarmed man in the back, leaving that man paralyzed. Now, there's still an appeal pending at the state Supreme Court in the Torrance case, and that could also lead to the case being dismissed. We didn't hear back from the defense lawyers for those officers. The judge is expected to issue a written ruling on this dismissal request in the coming days. I'm investigative reporter Leonard, NBC4 News.